Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic cancer. Cancer is one of the most dreaded diseases of human beings and is also a major cause of death all over the globe. More than a million Indians suffer from cancer and a large number of them die from it annually. Cancer can be easily studied with the help of a branch called oncology. If you split the word onco and logos, onco indicates a tumor and logos indicates its study. So together, the oncology is a branch of medicine which deals with the study of tumors, their formation, development, their diagnosis, treatment and prevention. In general, in human body, the cell growth and differentiation, both processes are controlled and regulated. So that indicates the cell division and cell differentiation. Both processes are under the control of different mechanisms. It may be genes present inside our body, or it may be due to the factors present, proteins. So all they will control these mechanisms. Now one example we are studying under the cancer is the normal cells, how they can control the cell division process. Let us observe the number of cells are joined with each other by means of intracellular junctions. We studied that three different type of intracellular junctions are present, which are adhering junctions, gap junctions and tight junctions. But in our context, we are studying only the adhering junctions. One example is the cadherins, which also called as a calcium dependent membrane proteins. What is their role means, in normal cells they able to control the cell communication, cell signaling process and cell division also. So all these processes are under the control of cadherins. Now the cell division, how it is controlled in the normal cells, we can observe with the help of a diagram. Carefully observe. Here there is a basement membrane to which the number of cells are attached with the help of integrins proteins, and the cells also attached with each other by means of intracellular junctions called cadherins. So the cadherins, if they are properly functioning, the cells can able to communicate with each other and they can control a number of processes. One example, if the body require 1000 cells formation in a particular region, then these cells can able to contact with each other and they can produce the 1000 cells. After formation of 1000 cells, these cells will contact with each other and the cell division will be stopped. So this happens in the normal body. So when this is happening in this manner, the tissue can work properly, its structure is maintained and function also. So the person is able to lead a normal healthy life. So this is happening in the person day life. Now what we have observed here means contact inhibition. The cells are able to contact at the time of cell division and the abnormal growth or abnormal cell division is stopped. So that indicates contact inhibition. So together, when the cells are contact with the other cells, the abnormal cell division is stopped. What is an abnormal means? Uncontrolled cell division, that we are calling as an abnormal cell division. So this point is very important. What is a contact inhibition means? The cells can join with each other and uncontrolled cell division is stopped. That process we are calling contact inhibition, right? So this is happening in the normal cells. Coming to the cancerous cells. In cancerous cells, the cells are lost this capacity of contact inhibition. means the adherents are not properly functioning over there. So what happened? The cells not able to communicate and the cell division is continuing, so the number of cells are producing more. Okay, so even in some cases and in some cancer cells also, the regulatory mechanisms also lost. Okay, so that can be we can see the example with the help of second diagram here. The number of cells are attached to the basement membrane with the integrins. Okay, this function is normal, but when the cells are in contact, when they are attached with the mutated cadherins, or when the cadherins function is lost, then cells unable to communicate with each other. Okay, so when there is a need of cell division, they are rapidly producing the cells by cell division, and there is no stoppage for the cell division at that time. Okay, why? Because the loss of contact inhibition. Okay, so it leads to abnormal cell division and the number of cells also more. So this group of cells or mass of cells also produced. Okay, now come to the point. In the cancer cells, there is a formation of mass of cells which we are calling as a tumors. Okay, there is a two kind of tumors formation in the body, benign tumors or malignant tumors. Okay, benign tumors are different and the malignant tumors are different. We are able to study that one later, but now come to the point, that is an abnormal mass of cells. Okay, so abnormal mass of cells are called as a neoplasm. We know when the cells are similar in their structure and working together to form one function, that is called as a tissue. But here it is not a tissue. Why? Because it's a mass of cell not having any function, but uncontrolled cell division or abnormal cell division we observed. That's why we are calling that mass as a neoplasm. Okay, and the process of formation of such cells is called as a neoplasia. Okay, these two terms are important in the NEET point of view. Now let us move to the cancer definition. Uncontrolled or abnormal cell division we are calling as a cancer. Okay, so we'll get a question over there. Why the normal cells are converted into cancerous cells? What are the reason behind it? Okay, let us observe. The normal cells are converted into abnormal cells by a process called neoplastic transformation. Okay, in this particular phenomena, there is a number of physical agents, chemical agents and biological factors are present which are able to convert the normal cells into abnormal cells. Now, if you observe what is a major problem in the cancer, means when the group of cells are producing, they need more nutrients, more supply of oxygen, so that lead to one type of problem in the body. So it leads to certain reactions in the body and the person is going to die after some time. Tumors are nothing but a group of mass of cells which are produced by abnormal cell division. There are two different type of tumors, benign tumors and the malignant tumors. There are certain differences existing between these two tumors. Let us observe. The benign tumors, also called non-cancerous tumors, they are small and they are localized in our body in a particular parts only, and they are covered with the fibrous capsule. Because of the localization and because they are unable to move from one body part to another part, they are harmless. They won't cause any cancer to the body. They can be easily removable from the body by simple surgical methods, and they cause very little damage to the body parts. Now, coming to the malignant tumors, they are also called as a cancerous tumors. A group of or mass of neoplastic cells we are calling as a malignant tumor. They are harmful to the body and lethal to the organism. When we observe the malignant tumor formation in body parts, the primary tumors are formed where the organ is affected. So one example we are studying, that is a liver affected. In the liver's case, there is a formation of primary tumors. The tumors are detaching from that place and they are able to migrate to different body parts, and they can situate in that body parts and they can produce the cancers in that body parts also. So that is a very dangerous case where the cancer cells are transferred from one body part to another body part. That process we are calling as a metastasis. When they enter into the any body part and forming the tumors, such tumors we are calling as a secondary tumors. For example, if they enter into the brain, they cause tumors in the brain. And one point we have to note here, we are not calling it a brain cancer because the tumors are originated from the liver. So we have to call it as a liver cancer only, even though they are forming tumors in the brain. Okay. Coming to the causes of cancer, there are different factors existing in nature which causes cancer. We observed previously, normal cells are converted into cancerous cells by a number of factors. These factors we are calling carcinogens because they are causing the cancer to the body. So any agent which is responsible for cancer causing is called as a carcinogenic agent. Let us observe the different factors. Physical factors. Physical factors are two different types. They are the ionizing radiations and the non-ionizing radiations. Under the ionizing radiations, X-rays and the gamma rays, they enter into the body cells and they form the ionizing particles in the body. These particles may cause DNA damage. That damage may cause the neoplastic transformation and cancer. Coming to the non-ionizing radiation. UV radiation, if they enter into the cells, the DNA is damaged by causing some mutations. Okay, after the mutations, the cells are converted into neoplastic cells and the cancer cells are produced. Coming to the chemical factors. In nature, again, there are number of chemicals are existing. Like tobacco smoke contains nitrosodimethylene or benzopyrene. These two chemicals are harmful or carcinogenic agents. Food additives contain some chemicals. If we eat any food containing the additive and carcinogenic agent, they will cause the cancer to the body. Drugs containing some chemicals and alcohol, some hormones, estrogen, if it is present in excess, they may cause breast cancer in female. Coming to the biological factors, there are different factors are existing which we are dividing into external factors and the internal factors. Let us observe them. The external factors like viruses, certain viruses which causes cancer are called as an oncogenic viruses. The oncogenic viruses are of different types, like a Rous sarcoma virus which causes avian sarcoma, which is a type of cancer actually. Hepatitis B virus and HIV causes cancer in some patients. Human papilloma virus which causes cervical cancer. In all these cases, there is one common factor that the viruses contain genes which we are calling as a viral oncogenes. These are very important. When they enter into the human cell, they enter into the human genome and causes cancer by means of mutations. Coming to the internal factors. Human genome contains certain genes called as proto-oncogenes. These proto-oncogenes also indicated with the c-onc. The proto-oncogenes are important to our body so that the cell growth and cell differentiation, cell division, everything will be controlled by these proto-oncogenes. They are nothing but protector of our body from the cancers. So this happen in normal condition. When the proto-oncogenes are mutated or changed, then there is a problem of cancer. So how this process happen? Let us observe. The proto-oncogenes may be converted into oncogenes when they interact with the factors. Like proto-oncogenes, when they interact with the factors of any of these, like a physical, chemical or biological factor, if they interact, that causes changes in the proto-oncogenes and converted into oncogenes. What is an oncogene again? An mutated gene which can produce the cancer in the body is called as an oncogene. So these are the different factors responsible for the cancer production. Cancer detection and diagnosis. So in this part we are going to study that how to detect the cancers and how to diagnose them. Early detection of any cancer is essential as it allows the disease to be treated successfully. In many cases there is a cure also. As we observe, there are different kind of techniques. First of all, biopsy. Cancer detection is based on biopsy and histopathological studies of a particular tissue. A piece of suspected tissue is taken out and it is cut into thin sections. These are stained with the coloring agents and examined under the microscope. So this study we are going to call as a histopathological study. It indicates the study of and diagnosis of diseases of tissues under the microscope. Blood test. In blood and bone marrow test for increased cell counts, that in the case of leukemia we can able to observe the number of cells are going to be increased. Leukemia indicates a white blood disease or blood cancer we can call. Radiography. To detect cancers of internal organs, we can use the radiography like X-rays, computed tomography and magnetic resonance imaging. These are useful in observing the internal organs. In CT, X-rays are used to generate 3D image of internal organs. In MRI, strong magnetic fields and non-ionizing radiations are used to accurately detect the pathological and physiological changes in the living tissue. So pathological study here indicates the tissues which are affected and the changes happening in the tissues also we can clearly observe, and the physiological changes indicates morphologically and functionally how the changes are happening from time to time we can observe with the help of MRI. PET scan indicates positron emission tomography, which detects different type of cancers and help physicians to detect different kind of cancers like breast, lung and colorectal cancers. Antibodies against cancer specific antigens are useful to detect certain kind of cancers. Example, prostate specific antigen we can use to detect the prostate cancer in case of males. Certain genes predispose the individuals to particular cancers. Such genes can be identified by the technique of molecular biology like PCR. The full form is polymerase chain reaction and southern blotting. In these two techniques, we are identifying either the DNA or sometime the proteins, and DNAs we can use with the help of southern blotting also. Such persons must avoid exposure to carcinogens due to their susceptibility. Treatment of cancer can be done in number of ways. Most of cancers are treated by combination of surgery, radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Few cancers can be treated by each individual technique separately. There are different treatment procedures we are following for the cancer treatment. The first one is surgery. Direct removal of tumors from the body with the help of surgical methods are following as an old techniques. Recently, they are invented the laser microsurgery, where the removal of the tumors from the larynx is done with the help of this technique. In radiation therapy, tumor cells are irradiated lethally with the help of radioisotopes. Proper care is taken so that the normal cells are not affected during the radiation therapy. There are different radioisotopes are used like radon 220, iodine 131, cobalt 60 during these procedures. Chemotherapy. Several chemotherapeutic drugs are used to kill the cancerous cells. Some of these are specific for particular tumors. The drugs have side effects on the patients, like the hair loss is observed during the treatment and even after the treatment also. Alopecia is a common term we are using, where the destruction of hair follicles by the drug is certainly observed. There are certain cases like anemia also. The inhibition of cell division or destruction of normal cells in the bone marrow is going to observe during the chemotherapeutic treatment. The drugs are normally are taken from the plants as an extract. Vincristine and vinblastine are the two drugs which are extracted from Catharanthus roseus, which is also called Vinca rosea. Taxol is another drug which is taken from Taxus baccata. These are the commonly used drugs in chemotherapy. Immunotherapy is the advanced technique which is a non-invasive technique which will enhance the immune system to destroy the tumor cells. Normally, tumor cells can able to escape from the body and they can escape from the immune system. The immune system can't be identify them and destruct properly in certain cases. To strengthen the immune system, we are injecting the patient with certain substances so that these substances will enhance the anti-cancer property of immunological defense mechanism in the patient. So one such example we are studying is the biological response modifiers. The alpha interferons are given to the patient so that they can activate the immune system, and the immune system later identify the tumor cells properly and they will be destroyed easily. So these are the different techniques we are using in the cancer treatment.